What's going on, guys? I'm glad you're here. At Seaver Shoots, back with another video. Before I get into it, I want to make the usual request. If at any point during this video you feel like giving me a thumbs down, go down in the comments section and let me know why you decided to do that. I don't mind the thumbs down. I just want to know what I can do to make my videos better for you. If it's because you disagreed with my opinion, you can also let me know that and we can have a discussion about it. It'll be fun, it'll be kind, and we'll have a good time. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Today I'm talking about my personal EDC, and with that, I want to talk about a little mentality that we have in our community, and that's to bash on other people who don't EDC the way that we do. EDC, outside of being smart because we are people who are carrying things that make us prepared, it is supposed to be fun. And while I don't do it the same way you do, neither of us necessarily does it wrong. We should rally around one foundation, and that is carrying a gun. Everybody should carry a gun, and then we should branch out from there to other things that we EDC, whether it's a knife, a slim wallet, some kind of handkerchief, whatever it is. This is supposed to be fun. So let's not harp on each other because you think what you carry is the only right way to carry things, and I won't harp on you because you don't carry what I carry. So with that, let's get into my first item. Really simple, and a lot of people probably don't carry one, and this is a Mighty Hank. This is really useful, and that's the main reason that I carry it. On one side, it's got this nice coarse denim material that you can use to wipe down knives or get more stubborn materials off of other things. On the other side is this really nice microfiber cloth. And you know, microfiber cloths aren't always the cheapest thing, and this thing doesn't break the bank. It's somewhere in the ballpark of $15 to $20, just like a lot of my EDC is, just to warn you. Anyway, I find this thing super helpful to wipe off knives. The thing that I find myself using it for most often is wiping my phone down or wiping down my laptop screen. This thing saves screens all over the place from being all smudged up and gross. So that's my main use for the Mighty Hank. You can look them up on Instagram if you are interested in finding your own everyday carry hank. A personal friend of mine, his wife is the one who runs it. They are super Second Amendment friendly, awesome couple. So go ahead, give them a follow. And if you feel like getting a Mighty Hank, go ahead and send them a purchase as well. Let's get into my next piece of EDC, and it's my wallet. I used to, like many people, carry the big fat leather wallet in my back pocket, sit on it all day. Terrible for you and your posture, so if you're gonna carry a leather wallet, that's fine, but find a way to throw it in your front pocket. This guy is really simple. Found it on Amazon for $15 to $20. If I can find it, I bought it like 3 years ago. I'll link it down in the description. I like carbon fiber, as you probably know if you've watched my other videos. So it's literally a carbon fiber card on one side and the other. They're fairly thick, definitely thicker than your credit cards. So they're a little bit more sturdy, and then they have this notch cut out so that you can get in there and pull your stuff up. The band here is removable, and they send multiple bands with it, so you can change colors if you want, or if the elasticity starts to wear out, then you can change to one that has more or less elasticity, whatever you need. But then after you pull things up, you just squeeze down and it splays your cards out, making it easy to access them all. And once you're done, you slam it all back together. You'll notice I have a lot of stuff in it, but even this is better than what I used to have, and it fits in my front pocket really, really nicely and doesn't bother me. I've been carrying it like that for, like I said, about 3 years at this point. The next thing that I want to talk about is my knife. Another thing that I found on Amazon. The company that makes it does not have any kind of social media presence, so don't try looking for them. But they are called Buckshot Knives. You'll notice their insignia is a bear with the word Buckshot Knives under it. On the back, it says USA design, crafted in China. So odds are good this is just Chinese, and you know, I bought it, again, I think it was 2 years ago that I got this knife, $15 to $20. It's got that nice Warncliffe cleaver, whatever you want to call it, style. I really like the style of knife, and I probably won't ever get away from this style, but I can get up here nice and high for really nice, precise work with the tip.
More than anything else, I probably use this for opening boxes and cutting cardboard. And it does it crazy.
I use it for everything. People always need knives, and I'm always the guy to pull this thing out and slice through whatever needs slicing. It's got a really nice locking mechanism right here, your typical liner lock, and then it flips open really nice and easy. It's got that clip on the back there, and through 2 years of use, haven't had any issues with it. I keep up with the edge really well, and that's about all the love that this thing needs. You'll notice it is a little rattly, which some people don't love, but I'm not super picky about my knives. And again, for $15 to $20, it is hard to beat this for the most part. The last thing I want to get into is going to be a bit of a throwback, and some of you might shame me for it, and I won't blame you, but I have an original iPhone SE. It is the body of an iPhone 5 with the internals of, I think, an iPhone 7, if I remember correctly. I know that they just came out with the new iPhone SE, but I bought this about 4 years ago, and at the time I think it was around $400. And this was a massive upgrade for the LG piece of crap that I had before. I found this really nice case on Wish, of all places, and it has been sturdy as crap, but it doesn't add a whole lot more to the phone. It also came with a little attachment on the back so that I can clip it onto my belt when I go for runs, which is the main thing that I was looking for. But my screen is not cracked, the screen protector is, but that's easy to change out. This thing has been a workhorse, and these things retail for around $120 nowadays. I could buy one on Amazon, I think, for somewhere between $120 and $170. So if this died today, I would probably just get another one, if I'm being honest. If I had to upgrade, because eventually this thing probably won't be supported anymore, I'm probably just gonna upgrade to the new SE. And by the time I have to, odds are good that the price is going to drop way down from, I think it's in the 400s now, so what this was when I bought it, it's probably gonna drop into the 200s before I ever have to upgrade to the new iPhone SE. So, make fun of me if you want, but I love this thing. It's small, and it does everything that I need a phone to do, so I have no complaints about it. With that, let's get into some gun stuff, which is probably what you're here for. Let's start with how I carry an extra magazine. I am not a huge fan of inside the waistband magazine carriers. I do like the idea of carrying one around in my pocket, but before I found this little guy, I didn't like the idea of it rattling around in my pocket, so that if I had to go to get it, I would have to dig. We don't want to be digging for anything when it comes to our firearms. We want to know where everything is and be able to muscle memory reach for them. So this is a NeoMag. And basically what it is it's a piece of metal with a magnet in the center of it, and it's got some lips that hug on to the side of your magazine. It then has a pocket clip that allows it to attach to your pocket. So let's go ahead and show you if you're not familiar with this, which is really sad because it's a fantastic product. There you see the lips hugging on to my magazine. The clip then sinks down into my pocket and clips onto the side. I'll move back here so that you can see it a little bit better. So the idea here is that if I had to go for my magazine, that it wouldn't be rattling around in my pocket. It would be in the same spot every single time. So all I have to do is reach in here, index the magazine, and then boop, pull it out like you normally would, and slam it home for my reload. It then goes back down into my pocket, back down into the NeoMag, and is hidden again. So the NeoMag does not come out with the magazine, which is really nice because then you would have to shed the NeoMag before getting it into your gun. It saves you time and it's just convenient. I will leave a link down in the description for the NeoMag. They also have other products that are really fantastic for rifles and revolvers. And you can get a normal clip version. Here is my normal, not extended P320X carry magazine, 17 rounds, and this compared to this, you can see that the clip is a little bit longer, but other than that, for the most part, they're the same device, the same product. So now let's get into my firearm carry of choice. If you've watched my last video, then you know that I'm carrying the P320X carry with the Palmer 80 grip frame and the Steel City Arsenal nice low profile magazine, well Look at that, really nice, really pretty. I've got that silver slide, or I guess it's steel, whatever you want to call it, stainless. And I'm carrying it in a Mckinatec holsters. So I want to talk about the Mckinatec holster for a little bit. The company is run by a buddy of mine. His name is Dan. He lives in California. And as far as I know, the details I have about his company, he is a one-man show. He's got a teenager who works with him in his shop that he pays. But other than that, he is making your holsters every day himself, giving them the love and attention that they deserve. And that's not even the thing that makes his holsters the most special. What makes his holster special is the affordability plus the quality. So let's talk about the affordability. Say you go to order a holster from someplace and it's around 60 bucks, and that's to get just like black, no claw, no light, nothing. Just a black holster with a clip, fits your gun, 60 bucks, okay? Well, now you want to add color. Well, that's going to be $10 for, you know, this nice, beautiful carbon fiber blue. Now you want to add a claw because you want to conceal it a little bit better. Well, that's going to be another $10. Well, I carry a light on all of my guns as well. It's going to be another $15. Well, now we're starting to look into the $90 to $100 range. For Dan, it's all 60 bucks. Whatever you want. The claw, the light, the color, everything, $60 for this setup. He also does it's called the Mckinatec, and it is a gun plus magazine carrier all in one. I think that's a little bit of a higher price, but this guy right here, $60 for all the fixins, the light, the color, the claw, everything, the suppressor height sights. It's all just one base price. Oh, and the optics cut, because we will be throwing an optic on here eventually. It's all 60 bucks, which I think is really awesome, especially for the quality, and I will show you the quality now. I'm a huge guy on retention. I love retention. Retention is important. Obviously, you need to be able to pull your gun out, but having it stay in when it needs to stay in is just as important as it being able to come out when it needs to come out. So we guide her down in there, and a lot of people really like that sound, and I want to talk about that sound. It is not 100% necessary to have a click, but I find it incredibly useful, because if I'm just nonchalantly shoving my gun down here and there's no clicking sound, then I don't know when I've reached the bottom of my holster, except to say, oh man, I pushed this thing really hard and it won't go any further, must have reached the bottom. With this, I know, because click. Okay, not every holster that is light bearing is going to have that, and they don't all need it, but in my opinion, it's a nice touch. And I really like it. So I will leave a link down in the description for Mckinatec holsters. He is getting bombarded right now with orders. So if you want to get on his books, I would get on there really quick, and you'll have yourself a really nice Mckinatec holster in the next little bit. I think when I ordered this one, the lead times were 4 weeks. They're probably longer at this point, so you might have to wait a while, but in my opinion, it is super worth it. The last thing that I want to talk about with this whole setup is the ammo that I am carrying. SIG V-Crown 115 grain. I know that that's light, but in my opinion, and there's going to be people who disagree with this, you should carry the same grain weight as you train with. And I train with 115 grain like 99.9% of the time. So I'm going to carry 115 grain hollow points. And that's what this is. They have them in other grain weights, so they'll have them in 124, they'll have them in 147. I don't know if they have anything other than that. So if it bothers you, the 115 grain, and you think you need heavier, then go ahead and get heavier. But as for me, I will keep carrying the SIG V-Crown 115 grain hollow points. I really like these. They shoot super consistent for me, and as far as I know from the research that I've done, the ballistics are fantastic. This is my EDC. The last thing that I would ask at the end of this video is if you have any recommendations for me, go ahead and leave them down in the comments section. Now, to give you kind of an idea of what I'm working with here is when it comes to certain things, I like to stay below like the $50 mark. So for example, knives. I do not want to spend more than $50 on a knife, and as you already know, I want it to be cleaver / Wharncliffe style. I will not spend more than like $15 to $20 on a wallet, but if you have a slim wallet option that you think that I would like, that would carry all of my cards and still be really, really simple, go ahead and leave it down in the comments section. If you happen to carry a hank that you really love, go ahead and let me know what it is so that I can look into it. If you have a way to carry an extra magazine, a solution that I haven't ever heard of, or something that you like that you think I might like, go ahead and leave that down in the comments section. I am always willing to hear you guys out. I love to have conversations with you guys down in the comments section. It's really fun for me. So don't be shy. Feel free to reach out. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will catch you later.